Three things you must do to take back your life after loss. That's the title of the video. And I want to, for about the next 10 minutes, I want to share with you three essentials for you to take your life back. Number one, I have to accept the reality. What reality do I have to accept? Well, the one I'm going to talk about might hurt for me to talk about this, but I want you to hang with me here. I've got to accept the reality that life's never going to be the same again after a devastating loss. As much as I want that person back, as much as I want that relationship back, as much as I want life to be the way it used to be, deep down we know that life can never be the same again. Sometimes in the throes of deep grief, we equate that with being, I'll always be stuck in the pit of grief and I'll never be happy again because life will never be the same again. Our mission at Spark of Life, our nonprofit, our mission is to walk beside those who are grieving, to give hope to them that though life will never be the same again, life can still be rich, good, and meaningful and full of joy again. For a while, I can't see that. But if you want to take your life back, we've got to, first of all, admit the reality that that life is going to be different. Being different does not mean it's a disaster. It feels like it might be, and it feels like I will never be happy again. That's natural and normal. Don't beat yourself up for that. But to take your life back, I have to in my process of grieving, admit to myself that life will never be the same again. It simply will not. That's the first thing we need to do to take back our lives again after devastating loss. The second thing is I need to believe I can have a good life again. I need to believe it. You say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, when I'm in deep grief crap, I don't think about those. I think life can never be happy again. How can I live without the dearest person on earth to me, whether it's a child or a spouse or whoever you lost? And the sadness and the depth of the pain, it's like it's like you've been punched in the gut with a thousand times. You can't get your breath. You can't even visualize a life that's happy again. But I have to believe in some point in this process and begin to believe that I can have it back again. I can have my life back again. But if I'm trying to get the life back again that I used to have, that's not going to happen. So I have to accept the reality that life's going to be different and not the same. And I have to believe that in spite of that, I can find a life that's still really good and full of joy and full of meaning again. I've got to believe I can do it. What helps me believe that? Well, that's why we have group work, and that's why our retreats, and we've done about 127 of 3.5-day retreats. That's why they're so powerful. And if you go to a group, you know this, if you're around other people who are grieving, even different kinds of losses, when you see somebody else live forward with hope and joy and happiness again, and they've had a devastating loss, then you can believe that you can do that too. But see, people are on all different levels on this grief journey. So realize that life will never be the same again, but realize that you have the power within you to own your own recovery, to grab hold of life again. Yes, it's going to be different. Yes, I'm still going to have pain. Yes, I'm still going to miss my loved one. But because of other people on earth, I'm going to live forward with my pain and seek after a life again, different, but still rich and fulfilling. So those are two things. The third thing to take our life back after devastating loss and the throes of my pain is to consciously shift my focus. How do you do that? How do you consciously, and this is ABC, right? Accept the reality that life will forever be different. Believe that you can do it. If one can, you can. And consciously, number three, consciously shift your focus from who or what you lost to who or what you have right now. And that will help shift your focus on who or what you will become. That new life without your loved one. It's different. It hurts. You still will grieve. You still will cry. At times, you still will be deeply, deeply sad at times. That's called grief. but that doesn't mean you're not going to have a good life again. So I've got to consciously shift my focus from who I lost to who I still have in my life and those relationships I want to keep. That doesn't mean I forget the person I've lost. No, in fact, the good qualities of the person I lost, I can duplicate, I can learn from, I can grow, and I can treat people and have a shift of focus to the relationships that are still here on this earth. I know for a fact that this conscious shifting of focus is a powerful thing in dealing with loss of any kind. And as I gradually get out of the pit of grief, I'm gradually thinking of other people in my life that I want a relationship. That relationship, I want to keep it, and I want to tend to it. And one key point as we close out this short video about this is I accept the fact, the reality that life will never be the same again. And I believe that I can have a good life in spite of the fact it will not be the same. And the third thing is to shift my focus from who I lost to who I still have. I still have people in my life I want to keep a relationship with. And this one sub point that we'll end with is the reason we grieve is because of love. It's always because of love. So the third thing is to shift my focus from who I lost to who I still have. I don't forget the one I lost. No, I don't want to forget it. If it's a healthy relationship of the one you lost, you don't want to forget that person. Nobody can forget the people you deeply love that you have lost. But I shift my focus from what I've lost to being thankful for what I still have. That really honors the person I've lost. And it also solidifies this principle of a healthy grief recovery. I grieve because I love. The deeper I love somebody that I lost, the deeper I grieve. And the way into the pit is because of love. That's why we grieve. The way out of the pit of grief to a fulfilling life in the future is the same thing. It's to love. How would my loved one want me to live? What would they do if they could choose how I respond to this eventually? Would they want me to shrivel up and die, or would they want me to grieve because that's normal, but also to get up and love other people? To take what I've learned and let that enrich my life, to find meaning in every situation that happens, whether good or bad. What am I going to learn from this? Now, first, give yourself permission to grieve. And as you grieve and have all those emotions that are many negative emotions, you're really in a healthy recovery when you give yourself to grief. But then don't deny reality. Accept the fact that life's not going to be the same. Believe that you can have a rich life because other people have done it. You can do it. And then shift your focus from what you've lost to what you have, all the while remembering your loved one and honoring their memory and loving others in your life in a healthy way. At Spark of Life, we believe there's always hope. We hope to see you someday at one of our retreats, or we have an online course. We have coaching of dedicated coaches who would love to work with you. Go to sparkoflife.org. At Spark of Life, we believe there's always hope.